Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another one of my videos. I hope you enjoyed the ones I've done before. So I thought I'd do a little hair tutorial for you today. A lot of people asked me, so why not? I was actually supposed to do it. My hair was wet. I was ready to go this morning, but Connor didn't put the camera on charge. So I just thought I'd leave my hair and then I'll show you it from dry to curly. So I dried it with the Revlon brush. So I thought also while I'm doing the hair tutorial and just showing you how I get my curls, I would do a little Q&A. I put it on my Instagram. I asked people to do some questions and answer, and I will answer. Also, I asked for some assumptions, so there is a couple on there. It's so super simple to do. It literally takes me 10 minutes to curl the whole thing, and I mean, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. So I want to take you through that. Okay, so first step, turn the straighteners on and make sure I always put them back in their box to balance. I don't like to put them down on the surface or anything because I'm always afraid that the fire. So my first question, while I'm just showing you the first bit, is when was the first time you realised you were in love with your husband? So me and Connor have been together for 6 years now. We actually went to school together. So when we were in school, we didn't talk a lot. It was about 4 years later, I saw Connor on Instagram and was like, wow, you know, that can't be the same Connor that I went to school with. He looked completely different because I don't remember him to have any tattoos. Yeah, so I thought I'd message him. Our first proper date was the zoo, but our first like meetup was just to the cinema. And it was really funny because obviously I don't know where you're watching from, but in England we have a cinema called Cineworld, and you can get a Cineworld card, and basically obviously if you have this card you pay per month, so you don't have to ever have to pay when you go because you've got the card, so you can go as many times as you like. And it's always awkward, you don't know whether the guy's going to pay, so I thought I'll let him go and order his ticket first because then I'll know if he's getting one or two as to whether he's paying for me. And he went to the desk and he was like, can I have one ticket? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll pay him. And then he handed the Cineworld card, so I was like, oh, that was my ticket and that was his card, so he did pay for me. And I think as well, like, so basically I dropped him off to one of his friends after, and when he left the car, you know, and you just know, I had butterflies in my stomach, as cringe as that sounds, it was like such a good feeling. And then I literally couldn't wait for him to message me again. It was only about 8 or 9 months until we found out we were pregnant, so everything did go quite quick. But yeah, I think we both just knew. Okay, so just literally get a piece, not too big, not too small. But for me, I don't like it to take forever, so I'm not going to do loads of little bits. And literally just twist it. You see? Just twist it. And go nice and slow. And see? And then you just basically repeat that. So I twist it out. So, and then twist it out, and then just take it down. And I do that throughout the whole hair. I know some people change directions, but I physically cannot get my hands to go the other way on this side. The hair falls out. If there's any tips, I'd love to know, but I can't do it. So I just continue all the way around. And I mean, it works for me and I like the way it makes my hair look. So, okay, so that's one side done. Don't overthink it, it's super simple. I'm gonna do the other side now, but I'm just reading another assumption. So someone has put that you are quiet and shy. That is quite true. I am quite quiet and shy, and I know probably a lot of people wouldn't think it. But yeah, like if going somewhere where I don't know anyone, it's not easy for me to start a conversation like with a stranger. Someone put that you hate some of Connor's tattoos. There are a few that I'm not like 100% keen on. But for me, like, Connor wouldn't be Connor without his tattoos, so I don't hate them. Hate's a strong word. There are some that I'm not keen on, yeah, definitely. But I think he would say the same, to be honest. I think everyone probably with tattoos will say the same. You know, a lot of people rush into it. I'm guilty of it. I've got a couple that I don't like. Only small ones, so quite not that visible to the eye. So not a lot of people will know about them. But yeah, I got them when I was young, you know, you do. So yeah, I'm just doing the other side, but I'm doing the same movement as I did before. And it's just as if you were kind of curling the hair underneath. It doesn't need to be too curly for me on the bottom, because most of my curliness comes at the top. So just showing you from the sides so that you can see. Okay, so someone asked, have yours and Connor's life goals changed since having children? Absolutely. I think when you don't have kids, you can kind of be selfish. You can live payday to payday. But when you have children, you need more stability. So you look at long term. You know, you're into saving more, and I mean, kids, they always need something. So they're always growing out of clothes, they always need the next thing, like they are expensive. So yes, life goals have changed because me and Connor just want to be successful and happy, healthy, you know, all the things that everyone wants. Okay, and just before I go on to the next section, someone else put, you want another child. So obviously an assumption. No, I definitely do not want another child, and I think Connor is, well, I don't think Connor is in agreement. I know Connor is in agreement with me. We are quite happy with our two. We have a boy and a girl. For us, that's perfect. You know, I don't know if a lot of people will know this, but we went through a lot with Brody. He was very early. I was very ill. So, I mean, that could happen again, and it might not, but I don't want to risk it. So, someone asked, how are you able to balance your family, work, and your free time? That's a really good question, I think, because we are quite busy people. So, I work full time in an office, and obviously Connor, he does social media, but he does work from home most of the time. But with that, he does have to go out and do his own kind of photos, and sometimes he will have like shoots where he'll have to go and shoot for a clothing company. So yeah, he's kind of here, there and everywhere, so it is hard. It's also hard because we're about to go into another lockdown. So normally our release for balance is, he likes the gym and I like to see my friends. He likes to see his friends as well, obviously. But for him, when he's been at home with the kids all day, his release will be to go to the gym and just have an hour or two by himself, because that's what he enjoys. For me as well, like with his work, because it's a lot of social media stuff, we can kind of do it together and enjoy it, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'd say just make sure time is split, like make sure you have enough time for the both of you. So me and Connor, you know, although we like to go out and see our family and friends, not that we will be for 4 weeks, but we also make time to sit and, you know, watch a film together or have dinner together, you know, just sit around the table, put the phones away. So it is, you do have to get that balance, and I think once you've got that, you'll be fine. Okay, so we've done the top. See, it really just doesn't take long. I know I have shorter hair, but even when I had longer hair, it didn't take me that long. If you're having a really bad day, what do you do that cheers you up / takes your mind off of it? So I do struggle, oh, I nearly burnt myself then. I do struggle with you know, not, I wouldn't say mental health so much, you know, like I just do have down days, I think, like anyone else. And Brody, because he's at home with us, he can be difficult. You know, he's still young, he has tantrums, and Sophia is at school. So definitely being able to go and see your friends and family and the gym helps. But I am definitely not looking forward to lockdown, because it just eliminates the fact that you can go and have that time away. So I don't know. For me, I love music. Music really boosts my mood. Yeah, so I have a favourite song that whenever it comes on, it literally makes me happy and cheers me up instantly, and that is Omi Cheerleader. I think music is definitely a mood booster. Exercise is as well, but I really have to be in the right mind frame to exercise, and I really want to get back into it because it does make me feel better. It's just the thought of it kind of puts me off, but I know once I start doing it I'll feel so much better. But yeah, so those are my tips really. Do what you love. You know, even if you're not going out, if makeup makes you feel better, put it on. Don't deprive yourself of anything. Stay off social media as well if you're having one of those days. I've curled, so I'm going to turn these off now. So yeah, I would definitely say to stay off social media if you're having one of those days, because I think that definitely can contribute to your down days. You know, if you're looking and you're scrolling and you're seeing these perfect people, or what social media perceive to be perfect people, you know, you can feel pressured to be not motivated, but productive. And sometimes you do just want to sit on the sofa in your pajamas eating ice cream and watching a film, and that's okay. Like, you don't just have to clean the whole house because everyone's cleaning the whole house, you know. So my number one tip as well would be unfollow anyone that doesn't serve you well. If someone is making you feel bad about yourself for any reason, whether it be your weight, the fact that you aren't doing enough, you're not exercising, you know, if someone is making you feel bad, unfollow them. Even if they're not doing it intentionally or directly, it still is worth an unfollow, because you don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Right, so I have curled, and we've got kind of, you know, tightish curls, and I've just done like the front fringy bits as well. So before I brush it through, because I always brush through my curls, for me personally, I don't like the way they look before they're brushed through, so I just get a bit of hairspray, not a lot at all, just a really light, like that. Doesn't need a lot. My hair does actually normally hold, so if your hair isn't one to hold, I've seen a couple of tips about pinning it while it's cooling, because obviously if you let it down while it's still hot and haven't given it time to cool, then it's going to drop. So you can get clips where you can kind of pin it while it's cooling. Once you've finished it all, done your makeup, put it down, and it should be good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna get a brush, just brush it through, and then you're done. And it is literally as simple as that. Okay, just one more. Was it easier to go from no children to one, or one child to two children? That's a really good question, because I think there's difficulties with both. So obviously when you go from no children to one, it is such a shock to the system. It's like, oh my God, like, what is sleep? You forget. You have to concentrate on making sure they've got all the nappies, change of clothes, bottles ready if you're going out. Like, it is just such a roller coaster of emotions that you have to deal with, and on top of that you're dealing with your new body, and like being a mum and dad instead of just partners. There's so much to take into account. It's very, very, I mean, it's amazing, and then it's absolutely like a shock to the system. It's exhausting, and then you're literally like dying with happiness, and you could just burst because you love them so much. It's very, very difficult to explain. So it is difficult, but amazing. But then also going from one to two, obviously you've done it before, so you're doing it again. However, you've then got two to deal with. So instead of just making sure that you've got a bag packed and nappies, change of clothes, bottles for one, you need to make sure that at whatever age your eldest is, you can concentrate on them as well. So when we had Brody, Sophia was 2.5, so she was just starting potty training. You know, we were kind of taking her out without the nappy on, and there were a couple of accidents, and for me it always felt like Brody would do a dirty nappy when Sophia had an accident, and it would always come at once, and there's only one of you, you know, like Connor was at work, so there would just be one of me that had to deal with it. So it always comes like that, and you feel like, oh god, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm out in a public area and I've got to deal with 2 things at once. Not pros and cons, but difficulties to both. So I wouldn't say one is easier than the other, but obviously when you do it and you have your second child, you've already been there once, so you kind of know the drill. However, then you've got an extra child that you need to concentrate on. And yeah, Sophia was 2.5, so she was really good, and she like understood a lot. So I would be able to say to her, oh, you know, could you get mummy a nappy? And she'd feel like really like big sister duties, like she can help me, and she was really excited by that. So I just tried to kind of get her involved as much as I could, because that for me helped me, and it helped her because she felt like she was involved and she was helping. That was exciting for her. They are at lovely ages now where they play or fight really lovely together, but although they fight all the time, you can see how much they love each other. Like, if Sophia's sad or Brody's sad, they will like go up to each other, give each other a kiss or a cuddle. You know, they kind of lay down, cuddling, watching Peppa or whatever they're watching, and it's really nice to see. And it's moments like that that kind of just eliminate all the hard and make me think it was worth it, because look at the bond and the love they have. But definitely not going to downplay mummy or parenthood, not even mummyhood. Parenthood is difficult. So yeah, me and Connor, we have our struggles. Everyone has their struggles. You know, a lot of people say your life looks so perfect. It's not. You know, we all have those moments. Trust me, I have cried many times. Okay to cry, like we all have those moments. But yeah, it is definitely worth it, because they are both little characters and I wouldn't change it for the world. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely more talking. I'm getting used to talking to the camera, and hopefully it's not so gappy from like before. So like I said in my first video, every video that I do and that I edit will be better than the first one, because I'm just learning. So every time I do something, I learn a little bit more. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed. Please tell me what else you want to see. If there's a certain look, like, I'd love for you to send me some looks that I could maybe recreate. I'm in no ways an MUA, but I do love my makeup, so I love to play around with things. And yeah, I might do another clothes haul when I next do an order. And yeah, just any ideas, any inspiration, I'd be thankful for. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend.